At the beginning of Chapter 5, according to the intelligence obtained from Kohong, the land of immortal extinction was never meant to exist. It was an immortal forsaken land, born from a catastrophe that shook the ancient cultivation world thousands of years ago. Back then, an unknown plague appeared among mortals. At first, no cultivator cared. Why would they? Mortals were insignificant, fragile, disposable. But everything changed the moment the first cultivator became infected. The plague evolved. Its medium of transmission was none other than spiritual energy itself, the very lifeline cultivators depended on to survive. Like wildfire carried by the heavens and earth, it spread across the entire cultivation world. For those infected, a mild case meant their cultivation regressed, their realm collapsing. A severe case meant losing everything overnight, becoming no different from a mortal. Then their bodies would perish, their Tao would vanish, returning to the heavens. Driven mad by fear and desperation, cultivators turned their fury toward the supposed source, the mortals. A large-scale slaughter began. Cities burned, blood flowed, entire bloodlines were erased, but it didn't work. The plague didn't disappear. Instead, freed from restraint, it spread even faster through the spiritual veins of heaven and earth, claiming even more cultivators. Waiting for death was never the cultivators' way. Some began researching ways to resist the plague. Others proposed a solution so cruel it would stain history forever. The Great Migration Plan. All mortals would be banished, exiled to lesser worlds, shattered grotto heavens devoid of spiritual energy. Formations would seal these worlds permanently. No return, no redemption. And thus, the immortal Forsaken Lands were born. Over time, even cultivators gave birth to mortal descendants. Within them lingered a shadow of the plague. That shadow became the line between immortals and mortals. It was named Immortal Mortal Miasma. After reading everything, Lean realized something terrifying. He didn't even know how many immortal Forsaken Lands existed, and the number of cultivators willing to risk entering them was almost zero. To encounter two cultivators in one lifetime was already miraculous, but miracles meant nothing to a mortal with limited time. Lean was 70 years old. His biological lifespan ended at 86, 16 years. That was all he had left. A chilling thought seized him. Was he doomed to repeat mortal lives again and again, trapped forever within the cage of mortality? For a brief moment, despair almost swallowed him, but then, no. After waiting nearly 300 years, how could he give up now? Lean went to see the captured Kohong. How did mortals arrive here during the Great Migration? Kohong was genuinely stunned. You still haven't given up, so what if he escaped? At 70, he still wanted to cultivate immortality? Lean leaned closer, his voice calm but sharp. Your cultivation base is gone. Right now, you're no different from us. And if you return to the cultivation world, you might recover. He proposed a deal. Help him find a path back to the cultivation world, and he would take Kohong with him. Kohong sneered. Treacherous villain, trying to trick him again. But Lean didn't argue. Truth or lie, it's still hope. Are you willing to rot here and die? Silence. Then a helpless sigh. Kohong explained. In ancient times, mortals were transported using flying arcs and shuttles, transport-type Dharma artifacts. Back then, sex flourished. The world was prosperous, but a great calamity struck. Cultivators scattered. Those artifacts vanished. When Lean asked about the calamity, Kohong shook his head. The plague alone wasn't enough to destroy the cultivation world. The real reason, there can only be one golden core Tao. Methods could not be cultivated by more than one person. When too many practiced the same technique, cultivation efficiency collapsed. Masters turned on disciples. Brothers became enemies. The cultivation world drowned in blood. Lean remembered the endless abyss. Everything began to connect. So how did cultivators cultivate now? Kohong sighed. Two paths. The Myriad Immortals Alliance, missions, contributions, incomplete methods. Or the Five Elders Council, loyalty contracts and lifelong service. Methods weren't scarce, but all were incomplete. To advance, one must constantly switch techniques. Lean frowned. Wouldn't that waste everything? Kohong explained the supreme primordial true scripture fragment, a method allowing one to disperse cultivation without loss. Lean was shaken. It was too convenient, too perfect. Kohong sighed again. What choice do we have? Only then did he reveal the truth. Dawanzi didn't flee just for a core formation method. It was a true nascent soul method, a path that didn't need to be abandoned. Later, Kohong mentioned rumors, mortals secretly returning to the cultivation world, baseless gossip, or hope. Lean wouldn't let go. If there was even a sliver of possibility, he would pursue it. He promised Kohong everything. Freedom, return, all belongings, even the nascent soul true method. Kohong was stunned. After confirmation, he agreed. For 16 years, Lean searched. Ancient records, tombs, ruins, suppressing dissent, ignoring resentment, but time was merciless. 16 years later, nothing. Lean stood at the end of his life, his body fragile, like a candle in the wind. Before this life ended, he opened Kohong's storage ring, the Jade Cosmos Golden Chapter Scroll, a nascent soul method, 0 cultivators, a mountain of treasure, no way to use it. Then, something impossible happened. The Hanjin system reacted. Item detected, rusted sword din, status damaged. Classification rechargeable item. The system asked, proceed with recharge, and that brings us to the end of this part of my simulated path to immortality.